What's going on, y'all? Let's check out this video that's about Ethan Klein and the H3 crew suing Denims, aka female Hasan. Let's see what's going down in this video. Hit the hype button. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot for an intro. Doing a lot. Shout outs to you.
Defendant in her case, there's not winning the lawsuit. It's just that lawsuit is over. So Denims is the defendant. Ethan is the plaintiff. There are no counterclaims right now. The best result for Denims is she somehow wins both of her now there's two claims, not one, but two. She would have spent more money. She's going to spend more than $300,000 on her lawyer team. I will promise you this. By the time this is all done, based on who Denims has hired as her lawyers, and based on the fact that she has free lawyers, which is very stupid, free lawyers, free litigators. Litigators are more expensive than transactional lawyers. By the time she's done this, the maximal amount of damage that Ethan Klein could get per claim is $150,000. And that's if she acted recklessly or with malice. Okay, let me repeat this again. The maximal amount that damages, the most damages that Ethan Klein could ever recover from her is $300,000. She is going to spend well over $300,000 on her lawyers, based A, on who their lawyers are, and they're very qualified, they're very good lawyers, and B, they're free lawyers. There's no scenario she wins. Every scenario she loses. This is the typical legal case. The only winners are the lawyers on each side. Trust me, the lawyers for Denims, they're smart.
Yeah, they about to make bank. For damn sure. It's a nasty song for that. You know, why not? Denims deserves the nasty song, as well as Hasan, Piker, and his whole.
Yeah.
You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name. You
Smiling, and they're thumbs upping each other, and they're all having a good old time milking the crap out of Denims. And Denims doesn't see it. Would it shock me if they had to add a fourth lawyer? No. That's what happened to my client. My client had exactly the same case where he thought he was talking to a friend. That friend brought in a senior attorney. That senior attorney brought in an attorney from California. And then eventually he had 4 different attorneys billing at the same time. Crazy. There is no victory for Denims. Like, Denims is thinking she's going to win. No, you're going to pay out of pocket. A, you're not going to get attorney fees back because this is a legitimate case. And in the US, if you have a legitimate case, nobody gets attorney fees. It's really that simple, right? She is going to be so broke. I don't know if she has a rich dad like Pixie or whatever's going on with this. I already know that she's broke because he's actually trying to raise money now.
And we are still fighting and we are still winning. And I wanted to show you guys specifically one thing that made me really happy that I have wanted to talk about for a while. And it is an image breaking down.
Okay, let me emphasize what this image is. Denims says this is her like smoking gun. Okay, but it does. So let me explain why this is so stupid. I would understand the blue represents commentary pause. Wouldn't it be better to like highlight, like instead of having pauses, wouldn't it be better if we had a bar chart where it's every time she talked, right? No commentary, no comments. So she's using this as like her home run shield, right? Yeah, exactly, Goosey. A meaningful commentary barcode chart will look different. This should be another color. There should be a color within the blue, which actually represents every time Denims talks, right? Every time Denims audio picks up on something of her talking, that would be a very useful bar chart, not this.
You can see all of the blue lines are me talking and reacting and
no.
And all of the
yeah. Talking, reacting, and pausing. What if all I did was watch Denims live stream, and sometimes I would pause it, go to the bathroom, not talk, come back, and unpause.
Yo, that would be crazy. That's the Hasan. That's what Hasan specializes in. He does that.
So Denims has made a critical error here. He's assuming that pausing something means you cannot copyright infringe it. No. Like this. So the judge is going to eat this alive. The judge is going to look at this and say, Denims, are you trying to deceive me, Denims? Denims, what is this? You're so proud of what? Okay, let's take an extreme example. Casey Tron. If every time I'm watching a movie that's clearly copyrighted, I pause, I take a hit, I make some funny faces, and then once I recover, I unpause. Then I watch 10 minutes of the movie again. Then I pause again. Oh, unpause. Oh, if every time I'm just smoking weed, hitting up, like, I mean, could you imagine a live stream? And I can imagine, because it's Casey Tron, right? Could you imagine a live stream where somebody's watching an entire movie and their defense is, well, I paused to get hits of weed. And that was their defense.
That's hilarious. Like, yeah, I paused, take a hit, take a few pulls. Then I went back to stealing the content. You got to make it fair use, yo. Got to make it fair use. Talk, add your commentary, your perspective, your opinion. Like, I think Denims is a clown because she learned from one of the best clowns, Hasan Piker. Both of them are losers, bro. Like, I do not support any of the bullcrap she's trying to pull.
And the judge is like, Casey Tron, like, come on, man. That doesn't make any sense. Like, so let me tell you the reason she's not showing her audio is because she doesn't have much of it, right? Guys, this cannot be the argument. Like, a judge is not stupid. Like, I understand why she's telling her audience this. Her audience is like, oh, we got him, Denims. We got him. But the real question is, in all this blue space, how much did Denims actually talk? I don't know. Somebody was paid 5 hours of work. Even if you had your paralegal do it, it would be at least like $300 an hour, right? Or more, because it's 5 hours just watching it. So somebody was paid to do this. My God, like it's so bad. Like, imagine, this is where all the money went. All the money went to do something completely useless that the court is going to laugh at. There's no way the court is going to look at this and think it's legitimate. If I wanted to be really, really like cynical, I could just play 10 minutes of the video, pause the video, come back the next day, watch all of the video and say, hey, look at that. Look at that, this giant blue line. God, I definitely did.
Yo, nah, that's facts though. If it was like that, if that's all you needed to do, people would do that all the time. And then try to monetize the hell out of it too.
In copyright infringe, right? Like, think about like these scenarios where this would be so stupid. Somebody making this bar graph came to the idea that like blue should be commentary / pause. So they combined the commentary and they combined the pause. But hold on a second. Why didn't they separate the two? So if you're a judge or you're cynical like me, your first question is going to be, okay, why did you combine the two, right? Shouldn't these two be separated, right? Yeah, Mr. Bunch, absolutely. The first question would be, wait, shouldn't it be split? Is there any reason that you combine them to deceive the courts? Again, this is common deception on statistics. You know what I said about Frogan? Like, out of all the people in this circus, Frogan was the smartest one. She hired the cheapest lawyer. And so she's not losing like a bunch of money here. Frogan's eating McDonald's. She's doing good. You don't need to worry about good friend Frogan. She's doing excellent. Denims is an idiot. Denims hired a very expensive law firm. They're very good. I've always said that I'm going to blow your mind. Any of the free lawyers and Denims law firm, now having researched them, having seen Ron, I think Ron is a great lawyer, but he ain't those guys. I think Ron is a friendly lawyer, capable, good at his job, but he ain't no shark. Denims hired a law firm full of sharks, like really good lawyers. Fair use. Denims argues all 4 fair use factors favor her. Purpose and character. Her stream was highly transformative as she turned a documentary into live criticism, debate, and mockery, and offered the opposite perspective of the original. Any monetization was incidental. So here I am going to say she was begging for money, man. At the end, throw me a prime, throw me a sub. No, Denims. We're not going to let you get away with this. The purpose of you doing this was you could get 40,000 views instead of 40,000 viewers instead of 4,000 viewers, I would even go to court and testify, because I'm a streamer now too. The reason you stream monetize is to get money. Otherwise, you can click on the non-monetization. You can like disable chat. You can disable subs. You can disable all this stuff. If the idea was that you didn't want money, you can disable the money factor. Instead, she literally was begging for people to throw her a prime sub, which is money, of course, right? Nature of the work. The nuke is mostly informational and political commentary, not purely creative. Fair use is more likely for factual documentary content. All right, I agree with that one. Amount used. Though she used the entire video, which is very bad, it was necessary to critique it in full. No, it was not. When I'm critiquing Denims, did I use a 4-hour live stream? Is it possible to criticize something without using the entire piece of work? The answer is yes. I did it.
Yeah, obviously. That's crazy for someone to say the opposite. So yeah, that sounds crazy.
With Denims today, one video, which I'm not even finished playing. We played 3 minutes of one video, and we played a 46-second clip. Like, come on, man. Like, no, did we have to watch the entire 5 hours of Denims? We did not. To criticize somebody, you have to watch the whole video? That's the argument? No. Market effect. Her stream is not a substitute for the original due to a different format and purpose. Any views lost would be due to criticism, not replacement, which is allowed under fair use. Again, I would love... So here's what Ethan Klein needs to do. He needs to find one person who watched Denims who can tell him under oath that the reason I watched Denims was so I didn't have to watch you or give you a substitute view. He just has to find one person. Remember, he doesn't have to prove damages. So he doesn't have to find 1,000 people.
Well, didn't they share it on certain forums to try to like say, hey, watch it here instead of watching it on Ethan's channel? Wouldn't that be proof enough?
100 people out of the 40,000 plus people. I think there's like 44,000 plus people. Certainly, there's got to be at least one of them who will raise their hand and say, oh, yeah, I was watching Denims because Denims told me to watch her and not you. So anyway, the counter. Denims fails to describe the quality of her 211 pauses, extensive commentary, and interactions with the audience, while Ethan does in the original complaint. Correct. What is the quality of those pauses? So in the little thingamajig we see here, what's the quality of all that blue space? Turning the nuke into a live criticism, debate, and mockery of the original work may fall under fair use, but it shows her intent on creating bad faith rebroadcast of the original. The monetization of her broadcast can be considered incidental solely on her statement at the end of her coverage. Yeah, this is going to kill her.
Enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video. Follow, subscribe, throw a prime. If you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here. 10-hour stream. This is the longest stream I've done in a while, actually. Pog, sick.
Why did she do a 10-hour stream? Because there was 40,000 mother effing people watching it. There was 40,000.
Wow. So she was milking it. She was trying to milk as much money as she could get from that. That's crazy.
1,000 people watching my stream. We would do a 10-hour stream too. Denims' lawyers actually described the nuke as both informational and factual, conceding that Ethan's points were statements of fact. Denims argues that watching the entire nuke was required to critique it in full. If that was the case, she would have needed to critique every single sentence. Yeah, absolutely. With verbal commentary, which she did not. She watched the nuke in full, live, without any preparation to formulate an argument to it beforehand. Yeah, she watched it without any preparation to formulate an argument to it beforehand. Denims fails to mention in the filing about the countdown video, which was also infringed and almost entirely made up of creative elements, not factual. Yeah, correct. She argues the format and the purpose of her reaction to the nuke ensures it's not a substitute for the original work. The format does not support this argument. If anything, it makes it worse. The live stream format guarantees that the original format is replayed in full, if not deliberately skipped through. How can her purpose knowingly be to transform the content if she did know what the original content didn't know what the original content contained. While Ethan does concede that Denims' reaction was ultimately transformative, her preemptive stated purpose of criticizing the work plus rebroadcasting in its entirety made for the intended result of market replacement, which I agree with.
Hello, everyone, and thank you to all of our lovely members. All revenue generated from this channel.
That's that. That was a good video. Bunch of details, gave out a lot of information. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Yeah, I think Denims need to go down. I think that Ethan need to beef up Pauls, but have more lawyers go at him. And especially she like trying to hire some dream team or whatever over there. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Watch more videos. Sign up for memberships if you want to.